Chapter 5. Measurement of length and motion. Deepa, a curious 11 years old girl, lives in a town in the state of Haryana. The new school year has started. Deepa needs a new uniform. Since she has grown taller, her mother takes her to a cloth shop. She asks for a 2-meter cloth piece. The shopkeeper measures the cloth using a metal measuring rod. Then the tailor takes her measurement using a flexible measuring tape. Her mother instructs the tailor to increase the length of her uniform by 4 ungla, 4 finger width. Are the tape and rod similar to the scale that the elder sister has in her geometry box? What did mother means by 4 ungla? Deepa shares her experience with her school friends Anish, Hardeep, Padma, Tasneem, and this leads to a discussion amongst them. Five point one. How do we measure? Hardeep says, I have seen my grandmother measuring cloth by the length of her arm. Have you ever seen how a farmer measures length to divide his field into beds? He walks and counts the number of his strides. Says Padma. Oh, not just the length of the strides. Sometimes they also use the length of their feet to measure. Adds Anish. Deepa says excitedly. Measuring length using body parts must be so much fun. Let us also measure something using a body part. What should we measure? Okay. Let us measure the length of the table in our classroom. Says Tasneem. Padma adds. And which body part should we use to measure it? Deepa says, let us use our hands palm. I will show you how to use it. I have seen my mother using it She called it ballist. Hardeep adds. Okay. Let us also note down our measurements. Table 5.1. Measuring the length of the table. Name of students. Name of hands palm. Anish. Slightly more than 13. Padma. 13. Tashneem. Slightly less than 13. Deepa. Between 13 and 14. Hardeep. 14. Padma says, oh, the number of hands palm is different for all of us. So, what we say about the length of the table? But why should the number be different? Hardeep asked thoughtfully. Tasneem says, I can guess. Our hands palm are of different size. Anish gives an idea. Let us check this. So, all five of them put their hands palm along each other and arrive at the conclusion that the length of their hands palm are different. Deepa says thoughtfully. No wonder people use scales and measuring tapes. Deepa and her friends compare the length of the table with the length of their hands palms. The length of the table is expressed in terms of their hands palm. Here, the hands palms used for measurement is an example of unit. And the length is expressed in two parts. A number and a unit. For example, if the length of the table is found to be 13 hands palm, then 13 is the number and hands palm is unit selected for the measurement. However, hands palms and other similar units such as length of hands, foot, fist or fingers differ from person to person. Thus, there is a need for such a unit for which measurements of same length made by different people do not differ. India has a rich history of measurement system. Dating back to ancient time, angula, finger with multiples of angula, dhanusha and yojna are some of units mentioned in ancient India literature and used in measuring artifacts, architecture and town planning. The angula is still used by traditional craft people like carpenters and tailors. Several objects with ruled marking, which could be a scale, have been excavated from site of Harappa civilization. 5.2 Standard units. Several system of units evolved with time in different parts of the world. However, when people started traveling from one place to another, it created a lot of confusion. This led to different countries coming together and adopting a set of standard units of measurement. The system of units now used known as the International System of Units or SI units. The SI units of length is meter. Its symbol is M. A meter scale is so in figure 5.2. 1 meter M is divided into 100 equal division. Each division is called a centimeter. You may be familiar with a smaller part of meter scale. Typically 15 centimeter long. So in figure 5.3. Look carefully at the 15 centimeter scale. It has marking in centimeter from 0 to 15. The length of any section between two consecutive big marks, such as between 1 and 2 or between 5 and 6 is 1 centimeter. Observe that this section of 1 centimeter length are further divided into 10 equal parts. The length of one of these smaller parts is called a millimeter, mm. 1 mm is the smallest value of length. that you can measure using this scale 1 mm is equal to 1/10 of a centimeter. 1 mm is equal to 0.1 centimeter. For measuring larger lengths, we use a larger unit called a kilometer, km, which is equal to 1000 meter. And for measuring smaller lengths, we use units such as centimeter or millimeter. 1 km is equal to 1000 m. 1 m is equal to 100 cm. 1 cm is equal to 10 mm. In some scales, you might have noticed another scale marking. This scale marking is in inches, where 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeter. In earlier days, units such as inch and foot were used to measure length. These units are still used by some people. 5.3 Correct way of measuring length. For measuring any length, we need an appropriate scale. For example, if you want to measure the length of your pencil, you may use a 15 centimeter scale. Similarly, if the height of a room is to be measured, you may need a meter scale or a measuring tape. You cannot directly measure the girth of a tree or the size of your chest using a meter scale. For such measurements, flexible measuring tape such as a tailor's tape is more suitable. While measuring lengths, we need to take care of some points. What is the correct way to place the scale? Place the scale in contact with the object along its length as shown in figure 5.4. Methods of placing the scale. Correct. Incorrect. What is the correct position of the eye while reading the scale? For example, if you are trying to measure the length of a pencil by aligning it with a scale, the position of your eye should be directly above the tip of the pencil. How to measure the length? If the ends of the scale are broken. If the ends of scale are broken or the zero marking is not clear, it can still be used for measurement. With such a scale, use any other full mark of scale, say 1.0 cm. Figure 5.6. Then you must subtract the reading of this mark from the reading at the other end. For example, in figure 5.6, the reading at one end is 1.0 cm and at the other end it is 10.4 cm. Therefore, the length of the object is 10.4 cm minus 1.0 cm is equal to 9.4 cm. Figure 5.6. Correct method of placing the scale with broken end. How do visual challenge students measure lengths? They use scales with raised marking that can be filled by touching them. Activity 5.1. Let us measure. Select some objects. Select some objects around you. Such as a comb, a pen, a pencil, and an eraser. To measure their lengths. Measure their lengths. One by one. Using a meter scale. And note down the measurement in table 5.2. Table 5.2. Measuring length. Object. Length of the object. Why are some length? Measuring device. Made up of flexible materials. While writing the length, do not forget to write the unit also. Thus, your result will consist of two parts. One part is a number and the other part is the unit of measurement. Some of your friends in the class would have measured the length of the same objects. Compare the lengths measured by you with that of your friends. Are the measured lengths the same or slightly different? If not the same, discuss the possible reason for the differences. Unit of length such as kilometer, meter, centimeter and millimeter being with lowercase letter. Except at the beginning of a sentence, their symbols km, m, cm and mm are also written in lowercase letters and are never followed by s. For the plural, note that a full stop is not written after the symbol except at the ends of a sentence while writing the length. Always leave a space between the number and the unit. 5.4 Measuring the length of a curved line. Anis and his parents fixed electric string lights on the arches of the veranda of their house as shown in figure 5.7. For a celebration at home, how would they have measured the required length of string lights? In the case of a curved line, measurements can be made with the help of a flexible measuring tape or by using a thread as shown in figure 5.8. House decorated with string lights. The thread can then be straightened and its length can be measured using a meter scale measuring the length of a curved line. 5.5 Describing position. One day, the teacher informed her students that she has planned an educational visit to a nearby garden. She asked the students to reach there directly in the morning. Deepa and her friends start discussing whether the garden would be their school. Or further. Tasneem and Padma says that the garden would be closer, while Deepa and Anish feel that the school would be closer. Hardeep thinks that both would be almost at an equal distance. Who do you think is correct? All of them are correct. Then why are their observation different? They are locating the distance of the school and garden from their houses and garden from their houses if instead each of them had thought of distance from a same objects or point, say the bus stand, then their observation would have been the same. When distance is stated with respect to a fixed object or point, then this point is called a reference point. A few days later, Hardeep tells his friends excitedly, "Let us all go to the playground. The sports teacher wants us to help her to draw a line with chuna powder, limestone powder, for making the kabaddi court for the sports day. Padma, we will need a longer measuring tape. Let us take it from the sports room. Deepa, let us first decide the point on the ground from which we will measure the distance to start drawing the lines. Let us call this our reference point. After a few days, Padma was traveling by bus to visit her grandparents in Delhi. She was eager to reach Delhi and was reading the kilometer stone on the side of the road. On one of the kilometer stone, it was written Delhi 70 km. Further on, the next kilometer stone read Delhi 60 km. Each kilometer stone indicate that she was getting closer her grandparents' house. These kilometer stones indicate her distance from Delhi. So, Delhi is the reference point in this situation. If the kilometer stone reads Delhi 70 km as shown in figure 5.13, we can say that the position of Padma is 70 km from Delhi. When the kilometer stone reads Delhi 60 km, the position of Padma is 60 km from Delhi. Five point six. Moving things. Activity 5.2. Let us explore. Look around and prepare a list of 5 objects that are in motion and 5 objects that are at rest. Record your observation in table 5.3. Think about how you decided whether an object was in motion or at rest. Write your explanation, justification in table 5.3. Compare and analyze your justification. How can one decide if an object is in motion or at rest? An object is said to be in motion if its position change with respect to the reference point. With time, it is said to be at rest. Deepa looked around her in the bus and noticed that all the passengers were seated. She looked around again after a minute and found them still occupying their seats. She wondered, are they moving? She concluded that the position of the passengers was not changing with time. Therefore, they were certainly at rest. However, when she looked outside, she felt they were in motion as their positions were changing with respect to things outside. The reference point is important in deciding whether an object is at rest or in motion. If Deepa considered herself or the bus as the reference point, then the passengers were at rest. However, if she considered any object outside the bus, say a building, as the reference point, then the passengers and the bus were in motion. Suppose you are traveling on a ship which is moving at a constant speed along a straight line on a calm sea. Suppose there is no window on the ship. Is there any way that you can determine whether the ship is moving or in the stationary? 5.7 Types of motion. Activity 5.3 Let us explore. Take an eraser and drop it from a certain height. Observe its motion. Does it move along a straight line? When an orange drops from the tree, does it move in a straight line? In a straight line. Have you seen the Republic Day parade? Recall the march past of the students during the parade. Do they move on a straight line path? When a heavy box is pushed, it may also move along a straight line. When an object moves along a straight line, its motion is called linear motion. Identify such linear motion in your surroundings. But do things always move along a straight line? You might have enjoyed playing on swings and merry-go-round. Are these types of motion also linear motion? Activity 5.4 Let us investigate. Tie an eraser or a potato to one end of a thread. Hold the other end of the thread with your hand and whirl it. Observe its motion. Is the motion of the eraser The same as that. Of a merry-go-round. When an object moves along a circular path, its motion is called circular motion. Activity 5.5. Let us investigate. Tie an eraser or a potato to one end of a thread. Hang the eraser by holding the other end of the thread. Keep your hand steady. Using the other hand, take the eraser slightly to one side and then release. Does it start moving? To and fro. Is its motion similar to the motion of swing? When an object moves to and fro about some fixed position, its motion is called oscillatory motion. Activity 5.6. Let us investigate. Take a thin metal strip of about 15 cm long. Hold its one end pressed to a table. You may use a few books or a brick to hold it. Press the free end of the strip slightly and let it go. Observe the motion of this end of the strip. Does it move up and down? This is also an example of oscillatory motion. If an object repeats its path after a fixed interval of time, its motion is said to be periodic. When an object is in circular motion, it moves along the circular path again and again. An object in oscillatory motion also repeats its motion while moving to and fro. Both circular and oscillatory motion are periodic in nature. Activity 5.7. Let us identify. Look at the picture of a children's park or visit a children's park. Observe different kinds of motions. Classify them as linear, circular, or oscillatory motion. List them in table 5.4. Give your justification for why you put each in a certain category. The International System of Units, SI units, has been adopted by countries as a standard units of measurement. The SI unit of length is meter. Its symbol is M. 1 km is equal to 1000 m. 1 m is equal to 100 cm. 1 cm is equal to 10 mm. When distance is stated with respect to a fixed object or point, then this point is called reference point. An object is said to be in motion if its position changes with respect to a reference point with time. When an object moves along a straight line, its motion is called linear motion. When an object moves along a circular path, its motion is called circular motion. When an object moves to and fro about any fixed position, its motion is called oscillatory motion.